Welcome to Facebook Live here at Aroma Time. Having tons of fun doing Facebook Live. Hopefully I'm past the microphone issue. But what I want to talk about today is we have so much fun here at the bar. Our past bartenders, our current bartender, Jamie and I, and even the sales reps who come in have a ton of fun at the bar here. And I'm going to tell you why, to me, the bar is awesome. I love cooking food. I love working with local farmers, and that's where it all started, because I loved the local farms. I loved buying from independents, and I realized I couldn't buy everything local as far as food, but I could buy independently produced food from around the globe or around the country, and so we did follow that with our bar. So as you look at our bar here, when people walk in, they're like, "Oh my gosh!" Most people are like, "Your bar is so crazy, intense, awesome." I don't know half those brands. I don't know 75% of those brands on the bar. Because we don't have Budweiser. We don't have, well, Budweiser's a beer. It'd be in the cooler. We don't have Absolute. We don't have Grey Goose. We don't have Jack Daniels. We don't have all those big brands, right? We have all these really cool, small, local, independent stuff. And this is the best part of the bar for me, is really being able to support all these small independents. Whether it's tequila, whether it's cognac. Now, don't get me wrong. Local is awesome. Buying local rules, as long as that local company is doing the right thing. Because if you're in New Jersey and you're near Jersey City or Newark, Budweiser's local, believe it or not, because the Budweiser plant's right there. But I don't think Budweiser's doing the right thing. So I want to preface that buying local and buying from a company that's doing the right thing is awesome. So buying local rules, hands down. However, a lot of things you just can't get local. So what do you do when you have to buy cognac from France? What do you do when you have to buy tequila? Because tequila only comes from Mexico. So what we do for a lot of this stuff, what we do for everything, is we buy independently owned rules. Here's an awesome cognac from Oliver Kelt from the Kelt family. This is Tour de Monde. I first learned about this in Colorado years ago as a sous chef. It actually goes around the world in its oak barrels, and it's always touching oak, and it gets shipped back to the distillery and then bottled. It has the allure of the ocean. It's called Tour de Monde. And the bottle that you get this with, it always has a tag on the top, and it shows you the ports of call where this bottle or the cognac has actually traveled. And the first time we started buying this, I posted an internet article, I wrote a blog on it, and next thing I know, Oliver Kelt is emailing me personally saying, "Marcus, if you're ever in Cognac, France, come visit the distillery, stay with us." And I said, "Wow, that's awesome." That was my first experience with buying stuff and getting an invite to the actual production facility, to the distillery. And then all of a sudden we started buying this brand called Siete Leguas. Siete Leguas is a tequila. They used to make Patron. They had the contract from 1990 to 2002 when Patron was sold to Bacardi, and no longer could Siete Leguas keep up the production. They still use a Tohono wheel pulled by a mule to actually grind the agave. It's not done electrically, it's done by a mule still. There's only a couple distilleries left like that. Fortaleza is another awesome distillery that still uses a mule to grind the agave, to extract it. And Fortaleza has a great story. It's a great grandson of Sauza. Sauza was, this is the best part of the bars. A lot of the stuff back here has stories. I could probably do a whole Facebook Live on this, because this is a really great story, how the great grandson of Sauza, the tequila company that sold in the 60s to a big massive brand, the grandson said to his grandfather, "Hey, I want to make tequila." And the grandfather said, "Fire up the museum." Because when these big companies buy these distilleries, they're never interested in the property that it comes from. They're never interested in the people. They're never interested in the real estate. So what happens is they buy up the brand, they take the brand and put it with their production, and then all of a sudden you have a vacant facility like Latrobe, Pennsylvania, where the Rolling Rock factory was, production facility was. It's vacant, it's dead. Johnny Walker, 700 people lost their job because Diageo bought Johnny Walker and killed the plant and moved the production. So buying from these small independents, it's really cool to know that they're still in charge of their own production. They're still in a community. They're still making a difference where they're at. The biggest brand we have in the bar is Grand Marnier, and we don't sell much of it. That's the 150-year anniversary edition. Grand Marnier, believe it or not, is 8 generations family owned, believe it or not. So that's one of the largest brands that's family owned. But what I want to talk to you about today is we found this a couple weeks ago, a month or so ago. This company from distillery from Washington State, and it's called Bravo Distilling. All right, Bravo for Bravo. They make some really cool things. Their tagline is "Made by bartenders for bartenders." And we'll do a little tasting real quick on this. This is their orange curacao. Now, this is available in the state of New York. It's available in, I think, like 20 states. We met the owner of this distillery at a trade show, at a trade event in the fall in New York City back in September or October. Orange curacao. Orange curacao is a form of triple sec. The awesome thing with this is that it makes you pucker like a kumquat almost. A lot of triple secs are super sweet, and the viscosity on them, it's pure sugar. If you know what a kumquat is, imagine biting into a kumquat and you get that super sweet orange, and then you get the bitter pith and the seed. That's exactly what this is like. It's almost like a kumquat. You get that super sweet and you get that bitter to balance it right out, opposed to a lot of other triple secs are just sugar and sweet and syrup. That's really a winner. I cannot wait to... we just got these today, by the way, January 5th. These just came in. Here's a really cool product. They're jammy Merlot sweet vermouth. This is awesome. Really intense vermouth made from Merlot. They make a couple different vermouths from great varietal specifics. This one's from Merlot. They make a Sauvignon Blanc one, and I believe they make a Riesling one. You can taste the herbs coming out in here. Taste the jamminess of the Merlot. It's really awesome. I would actually drink this by itself. I would actually drink this Merlot by itself on the rocks in a wine glass. Or one of those O glasses. One of those glasses without the stem. Throw a few rocks in there in this glass and throw some sweet vermouth, this sweet vermouth. I think this would be, that would be an awesome just by itself. Really, really cool. Their last product that we bought, and we bought 3 of their products today. I know, looking behind the bar, I don't have much room behind the bar here. More shelf. I just built this shelf back here, by the way. This was a really cool find. I got these from an old train station. I got 10 of these. They were 20-foot long pieces of wood that came from a train station that were 100 years old. It's chestnut. I have them in my garage. Sanded some of them down. I built one shelf on the bar here. So we were able to actually add some stuff to the inventory when we did this. So this is our scotch. This is our brown shelf. We call it our brown shelf. This is our scotches, our whiskeys. Our bourbons are on ryes are on a whole nother shelf. That's part of the brown shelf. The last item here is the Amaro. Amaro is a typical Italian after-dinner drink with a lot of different herbs in it. It's a bitter. It's sort of like Jägermeister. It's the Italian version of Jägermeister almost, just to make a quick comparison if you don't know what Amaro is. People drink this after dinner if they have an upset stomach, they're trying to digest their food. Amaro comes out in there. But I got to tell you, Amaro is on a major comeback right now, and Amaro, people are asking for Amaro not when they have a stomach ache anymore, but they're just asking to drink Amaro because there's so many good Amaros out there. And we have another Amaro here from an Italian producer. I don't see it in front of me, but it's right here somewhere. Maybe we just did inventory, so maybe it was moved. So you can actually you can do mixed cocktails with Amaro now. So that's what that Amaro looks like. It smells, you can smell caramel on this. It's really like drying in the mouth. The herbs are there. The caramel's up front. It really dries your mouth out. I gotta tell you, this is good to sit by itself too. This is really, really good. For the longest time, Amaros weren't really in fashion, but Amaros have really come back into fashion. So we have a lot of really cool things at the bar here. I'm not going to extend this video much longer than another minute or so. Oh, there's our other Amaro, the Nardini. Can you see it right there, the Nardini Amaro? So I'm going to pick some cool, a lot of these are really cool brands. And the coolest thing about our bar is all this stuff has stories. There's stories behind all of this stuff. From the Siete Leguas to the Fortaleza, to the Pueblo Vieja. Carmen, the only female distillery owner at one point in Central and South America. Very female friendly. She has free daycare for women in her workplace. Why would you want to buy any other tequila besides somebody who's just goes above and beyond? Her husband was killed in the Agave Wars in the 90s. Uncle Val's Botanical is really cool. 1911, Jamie and I are actually going there next week to stay with them and tour some Finger Lake properties. This is a cool brand, 1921 tequila. When Jamie was in Mexico for a wedding 2 years ago, they swore to her that they were like, oh, this tequila is great. You cannot get this tequila in the United States. It's impossible to get in the United States. Jamie goes, no, we have that. I have that. And the guy was like, it's impossible. There's no way that tequila's in New York or in the U.S. And of course, we've had 1921 for a long time. So we really pride ourselves on these really small, cool little nifty brands. Fruit Lab. They plant a tree every time they sell a bottle, and we actually plant a tree every time we buy a bottle. Certified organic, really cool stuff. The company's called Green Bar. That's their Fruit Lab brand. But right there you can see the Green Bar logo right there, Green Bar. Really, really cool company. We've been buying from them for 10 years when they were known as Modern Spirits. So we're going to break apart the bar here and do some separate videos, some all this really cool stuff. Orange County Distillery, we did a tasting with them a couple weeks ago. We have a few of their products in. Hill Rock, we got to go visit them. They're not too far here in New York. 287, which is called Still the One. They used to make a lot of their stuff, comb. They make a lot of their stuff out of honey, out of mead. It's mead that's distilled out, basically. So, when you stop by the bar, happy to taste you guys on anything you want. That's how we really shine at the bar here, because we have so many different brands that people don't know about that we're happy to give taste. Same things with our beers on tap, our wine. Our bottom line is we want you to be happy with what you're drinking here, and we want the producer to be just as happy because we're supporting somebody from a real community, from a real family, from a real farm, from a real production facility. So the fun part of Aroma Thyme Bistro, this is the bar, and we do tastings constantly with trade with our sales reps, which is really awesome because they come in and bring us a lot of really cool stuff for us to taste because they know what we're looking for. A lot of these bigger vendors are set up to where they have to sell a certain amount of yellowtail Chardonnay or Shiraz, and the salespeople go out and hit the streets super hard and want to meet quotas, and that's why you see a lot of these big brands around. And all the sales rep know that we don't buy into that system, and that don't ever come into the restaurant here and try to sell us something that you have to meet a quota on, and you're gonna be able to go down to the store and find on a case lot. And especially something that comes from a super big company. It's just not us. So come in and have fun with us here at Aroma Thyme at the bar. Look forward to seeing you. Cheers.